Ben Shapiro decided to manufacture a controversy, claiming that the left is threatening to boycott Home Depot because Home Depot won't play ball with what the left is demanding. Now, let me be clear, no one's talking about Home Depot, but Ben Shapiro is, and he put out this incredibly goofy video. Take a look.
Here we are at Home Depot. As you know, controversy has now engulfed Home Depot as people are encouraging people to boycott Home Depot because Home Depot is not getting involved in Georgia's voter law controversy. Home Depot is doing exactly the right thing because, after all, they are in fact Home Depot. They are not in fact in the business of politics, because you should be buying from companies that are not falling to the woke left. Home Depot, so far, is one of those companies. So here's what we're doing. And I encourage you to do the same. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna buy some stuff, and then I'm gonna leave. As you can see, I just went shopping at Home Depot. You should do the same. This wood, this board, this magnificent piece of poplar is now mine.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Dude, you bought a board. You bought a board. What are you gonna do with that board? What are you gonna do with it?
No, but it's a beautiful piece of poplar.
He's never been to a Home Depot in his life. Never. He
put the board in a bag, Cenk.
In a tiny little bag.
He put it in a tiny little bag.
Wait, is that a condom for the bag, for the board? What is that?
Why wouldn't you?
Just carry it, dude.
Why wouldn't you just purchase a power drill or like, I don't know, a handheld circular saw or something that people go to Home Depot for? Like, no one goes to Home Depot for a poplar board.
No, for a solitary board. Like, buy 3 of them. Make us believe you're gonna build a shelf. The idea that you're gonna build a shelf is hilarious, right? But a board. I just can't get past how ridiculous that is. So we want to support Home Depot, but I was too cheap to buy a power drill, and besides which I wouldn't know what to do with it. So I was too cheap to buy 3 boards, which would make it more realistic. And I really don't know how this thing works. I'm trying to be with the people, and I hear the people buy boards at Home Depot, so I bought 1 board.
I love how he's holding the receipt too. He's holding the receipt. He provided more evidence for his buying of that board than he does for any of his political arguments.
Yeah.
It's kind of incredible.
Now there's this.
He's like, let us discuss this. Typically, I am not a fan of bringing the receipts. But when it comes to serving the best interests of my funders, then I will provide the receipts. I do suck up to them and I do buy their products.
Now, here comes the twist. You guys ready for this? So I was like, Home Depot. I mean, there are a couple people saying, hey, they should have participated in the protest.
No one's really talking about it.
But nobody's,
no one cares.
It's not a thing, right? Like, so Coke and Delta, when they said yes, they became part of the protest, Major League Baseball, that was a thing, right? So I'm like, why is he going to Home Depot? That's weird. I was like, wait a minute, the guy who financed Home Depot was Ken Langone, and he is a terrible right winger. And I was like, so I started digging a little bit, and I was like, there's something that just in the back of my head that is connecting Home Depot to Ben Shapiro, right? And it turns out it's not Ken Langone. One of the founders of Home Depot is Bernie Marcus. Bernie Marcus gave $7 million to Donald Trump in 2016. Okay, all right, so he's a deep Republican, a billionaire founder, one of the founders of Home Depot. By the way, another founder is Arthur Blank, who seems like a relatively good guy, owns the Falcons, and I don't see anything wrong with him. He seems like I said, he's done the giving pledge, he's gonna give away half of his money. So, but Bernie Marcus, I was like, wait, Bernie Marcus. So I did a little bit of research, funny enough, I Googled it, and I came across an article we wrote. So it's a great article by a freelance journalist, Alex Koch. He pitched us on it. He did a great story, and we did this a couple of years ago. And he did something that almost no one else does, which is look at the funders, right? Now Shapiro doesn't like to talk about that at all, okay? Because they subsidize his speeches, that's called propaganda. Now, college wants you to come and the students pay for it, or out of the fund, that's not propaganda. They like you, and they like left wingers, right wingers, that's totally okay. And by the way, it's okay, it's a free country. The right wing billionaires can subsidize people like Ben Shapiro, and often do. And it's not just about Shapiro. I told you Dennis Prager gets funded $20 to $25 million every single year, free from billionaires who are like, you don't have to make a profit, you don't have to make any revenue, just take the money and do propaganda for us. So as I was reading our story again about who funds Ben Shapiro, let me read you this paragraph. 2 organizations that promote Shapiro, Turning Point USA and Young America's Foundation, both heavily pro-Trump, are propped up with cash from wealthy conservatives. And those are the guys who pay for the college campus speeches and other things that Shapiro does. Prominent GOP political donors to these groups include Charles Koch, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos and her family, Robert and Rebecca Mercer, Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner, prolific GOP mega donor Richard Uihlein, Home Depot co-founder Bernie Marcus. Ding, 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 ding. We've got a winner. So what you just saw Ben Shapiro do was a giant ad for his funders, but he didn't call it an ad. He went to go buy a board to support Home Depot because they're under non-existent pressure. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how the right wing deceives their audience on purpose.
But Ben Shapiro, I do have to give him credit for being consistent with his conservative values, because while, like most conservative men, he's offended by the wet ass P word, he is very much a proponent of hardwood.
Well, maybe he found it for the first time in his life. Okay, but seriously, guys, look, it's okay to do ads, but you should label them.
Yeah.
And it's okay to raise money and do and run a business. Nothing wrong with that. It's even, look, like I said, it's a free country. He can take all the money he wants from Bernie Marcus, right? But is he being clear with his audience? These are the people that are funding me to the tune of what appears to be millions of dollars, right? So the ad that he does for Home Depot is actually relatively minor compared to the ad he does for lower taxes, deregulation, and the things that are gonna save them billions of dollars. And so in a sense, I'm glad that he did this goofy thing, which then exposes the much bigger problem, which is not the hardwood.
Yes, I agree. Also, I just want to give a shout out to my team for referring to Ben Shapiro as Ben Shabibo, which is what the young people like to call him on the YouTubes and the Twitch. And every time I hear it, it makes me chuckle. It's my favorite.
All over the internet's filled with its pipes. The young people are calling him Shabibo. I don't know if Haas started that, but I know
that's right. The first time I heard it, Haas said Ben Shabibo, and I was like, that's genius, because it sounds funny.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it does. And if you pay him enough, he'll go with it. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.